Hello. Hi. All right, well, this has been home for the last couple days. I've just been enjoying the shade tree when the sun gets over here, on the consideration it's been 100 degrees. It's been warm, friends. Hey, can we clean my window? No. No. Little BBs. Previously, I'd camped all the way back over there, and well, this spot's a little bit better for sun coverage. And I really like the tree here because, well, it's been like 100 degrees, guys, no joke. I got a little bit of shade there. I can take my lawn chair if I need to and get out of the heat coverage. I actually had my van over here yesterday. Pull up along here and then have a nice little shade patch right there. I was going to try to camp over there yesterday, but, well, it's a lot more level right there. There's an actual kind of drive right there. A little drive that goes right through here. But as you guys can see, it's a little bit overgrown. And I actually kind of think the water might have brought that in. The river's just right over there on the backside of all this brush. You can actually hear it running. Maybe not in the video, but you hear the rafters come through screaming and yelling. Okay. Was a sign at one time. Fire, guys. Yeah, you could probably camp over here. Somebody used the restroom there. Yeah, you probably could camp over here. It's probably what they did at one time. But actually, there looks like there's a trail right here. Maybe there was an actual trail on the account. This is either a game trail or it's a hiking trail. It actually looks pretty nice. Yeah, this looks like a pretty nice trail, really, so far. Wow. Yeah, that actually looks like a pretty nice walking trail. Of course, I'm not going to go up, but, well, it'd be interesting to see. Kind of looks like it goes up there. Oh, flies in the mouth. Goes up there. I guess you just have to follow it to find out. Attention! To willfully destroy, deface, change, or remove any government survey corner or monument. As you can see. Bedrock down there. Looks pretty bare for the most part. No material sitting on it. Friends! Friends! Someone's defacing the property. A little bit of color in there. It's actually more gold than what I thought I was going to be finding for how far off the road I am. Just coming off this stuff right here. Wow, I'm actually pretty surprised at that flake of gold. Let me show you. That came out of that loose stuff right there. Hi, my name's Matt, and welcome to the Roadside Chat. Well, I officially lost the biggest flake of gold that I found so far today. But I got a Barg's root beer here, so life is good. It's actually really good for zero sugar. Plenty of water flow to push everything through. just saw a pretty nice piece of gold in there. I saw that. I see a little bit in there. That's 3 buckets. And we're just digging out of right there, so it's not like we have to go that far. Obviously, somebody has dug into this right here. I took a little bit of it. I did find a little bit of gold, but I've never been really that interested in material that, I mean, that red clay, orangish clay has nothing in it. It's just the stuff sitting on the top, which doesn't really have a lot of gold in there. But anyhow, that's that. I've moved at least 15 buckets, maybe more. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out of the water. I don't see any gold in the back of the box. I mean, I see a few pieces, but I just kind of want to see how much fine gold is in there. Anyhow, that's the stuff that came off the top of the box. And then the stuff that was in the carpets is in the bucket there. I waved at him, but he didn't wave at me back. Yeah, I could see that guy. It was almost like he was hanging out of the window there of the chopper. But no wave back. That would have been cool if I would have got a wave back. Anyhow, life goes on. Yeah, guys, it is Monday morning here, and it has been hot, friends. Like I said, 107 degrees. I thought something was wrong with me the other day when I walked up the hill from that spot. You guys know the feeling that you get when you're hungry, and then the same feeling that you get when you physically exert yourself. Like maybe you ran a marathon or something, and you're just... Yeah, I was feeling kind of hungry / sick at the same time. Like, I thought maybe I needed to eat some food, but I think I might have been pre-heat exhausted. Now I know why after looking at my temperature gauge and seeing 107. And I'm living in a van! That makes a lot of sense. But I was just sitting there outside the road like... I sat there probably for a good 5-10 minutes in the shade, sitting there thinking, maybe I should get something to eat. Maybe I should get something to drink. Maybe I shouldn't move at all. Good morning, friends, and welcome to the video, because I realize I haven't done a proper introduction in this video. And, well, next clip, I'll go ahead and we'll get the stuff out of the snuffer bottle here. This is what I got yesterday, or the other day, excuse me. Even got some mercury gold in there. I think it's spreading onto my other gold. It was still in the bottle from my last batch at my last spot. Well, I was kind of semi-surprised. There was more gold in that spot than what I thought there was going to be. Now, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing that makes me want to go set my sluice box back up and go work that spot. But nevertheless, for being right off side of the road, you can find color. And, well... kind of got it into a little bit of, I don't know how it happens, guys. Maybe that's heat rash. It's not as bad as it was. I tell you what, that sweat and poisonous plants, I'm just very sensitive. That's what it is. My skin is just whatever. I really wasn't expecting much from that spot for being on side of the road if I didn't say that earlier. But yeah, it's a roadside spot, so what can you really expect? Everybody and their brother has been there for the last 38, 39, 40 years. However, for there still to be something like that sitting there, that whole area is kind of hot. I actually think I'm going to chase it upstream a little bit and go downstream and just kind of put a circumference on that area and look a little bit harder. I'm even interested in getting to the other side and just taking some pans. So that's an idea, friends. But yeah, I was watching video the other day and I had dirt in my necklines. I'm like, yeah, but I can't help it, guys. I'm like working in dust, I'm sweating, and the sweat's rolling off me, and it's like dirt and the sweat coming down. It's rough sometimes being a gold prospector when it's 107 degrees outside. Like I said before, this is when we should be underneath the water dredging. There's not a better place to be, in my opinion, on a hot, sunny day than underneath the water dredging for gold. What's up, guys? Welcome to the end of the video chat. And how am I doing? Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again, but I am blessed. Even though I'm not finding the type of gold that I want to be finding right now, I came out here with a goal to hit 3 ounces of gold this year, and well, I'm a little bit shy right now, but that doesn't change the fact that I am blessed, friends. Just look where I'm at and look at the country I'm in. And yeah, you guys hear me crying every once in a while. I kind of cry, kind of a little bit of a baby. I can't afford to be in California with a gas $6.09. You know, it does suck. Gas $6.09. That's ridiculous. Even where I'm at from in Illinois, gas is up right now. Gas is up all over, from my understanding. It's like 5 something in Illinois right now, I believe. So it's really not that much more, or is it 4 something now? I looked it up the other night, but it wasn't that far off from what I'm paying out here in California. We need to figure it out, and I don't want anybody to mention any of the political stuff when it comes to the gas stuff, because we've been a country long enough that we should have our head out of our A's, and we should have this figured out by now, how to have affordable gasoline for everybody. And well, you know, we could travel a lot cheaper. There have been people that have built water-powered cars, but you know what happens to them? They end up dead. If you have a good idea, friends, you might just want to keep your mouth shut, because you might end up dead. There is some truth to that. Especially if you're working against the oil industry. That's nice. A little bit of the plastic cap. I about swallowed it. But yeah, if you're messing with the oil industry and you have a better idea, you might just end up dead. So keep your mouth shut if you figure out how to get 100 miles a gallon. I mean, you can tell me and I won't tell anybody else, but just keep your lips sealed, because you might end up dead. Anyways, this is water, and guess what I'm doing this week? I am water fasting, friends. Yep, I've been wanting to do this for a while now. Every once in a while I will go on water fast, and well, I have attempted a couple fasts out here on the road, and they last till about 8 o'clock, but this time there's just something to say when you've failed enough times that you know when you set forth the next time that you're going to go on the journey. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm going on the journey. So I don't know how much prospecting I will be doing this week, because I'm water fasting and my energy levels will probably definitely be affected. And it's also 100 degrees outside. Excuse me. I've been rambling my words, but we're still talking anyway. But yeah, it's been like 100 degrees outside, and you just stand out in the heat, friends. If you're not in a spot in the shade, it's pretty crucial. It really has been that hot. And I know, why am I fasting? Well, do I want to bore you with the explanations? Are you guys going to find it interesting? I'm not actually fasting just for weight loss reasons. If you guys want to look up reasons why people go on fast, look up why Christians fast, look up spiritual fasting, look up reasons why people fast, and that will give you a little bit of insight of what I'm fasting for. But I'd also be lying to you if I told you that I wasn't fasting to lose weight either. And because I am. I put this tape measure around my waist the other day, and according to the government, I am obese. But what do they know? What do they know? All right, now welcome to the true ending of the video. So, some of you guys are asking me, you mentioned gravity dredging, and I also wanted to talk about the moto vlogs and getting a enduro, an on-road, off-road motorcycle, which would be very cool. And I think it would be fun to have. I could go rip around on it today, friends. Get a little saddlebags on the side, and then I could go to the store and pick up what I need, and I could leave my van parked, and it would be another vehicle. But look how much... I don't have the room, guys. I don't have the room. I don't even have the hauling space on the inside. And quite honestly, I would rather just keep the money in the bank right now. If I had the money to buy an enduro, I would rather keep it in the bank and have that money to live off of for a rainy day. Because if you get a bike, well, that's an insurance payment as well you have to think about. I'm not saying I don't want one, because I do want one, but I would rather have the money in the bank right now. That's just how I feel about it. And as far as dredging goes, some of you guys have mentioned, why am I not gravity dredging? gravity dredging, for you guys that don't know, is when you use the, it's like a suction. It's a siphon is what it is. However, in order for the siphon to work, you have to have at least 100 foot of hose, 4-inch hose, and you also have to have the proper angle, which 100 feet of hose, if you don't have it, look up how much 20 feet of hose cost. If you add it all up together, you're going to have over $1,000 just in hose, just to get the hose that you need. And you also have to have the right tilt in the river. You just can't pick up any spot that you want to go and say, I want to do that spot. If your angle's not right, if the drop's not right, which most places it's really not. I mean, there are some spaces, but most places no. So yeah, guys, I just don't feel like spending $1,000 on hoses right now. And where would I put them? I'm already maxed out on as far as my weight goes for the most part. I just don't have the room, guys. My van's not big enough to haul around an enduro, and my van's not big enough to haul around 100 feet of suction hose either. So that's kind of why I'm not gravity dredging. Really, I don't want to mess with it either. I would just rather use a real dredge. I actually attempted gravity dredging probably 10 years ago or so. I wasn't using the right hose, but I got enough of an education on it to know that if you don't have the right angle, and it is kind of a pain in the butt. Now, it can be a very useful thing to have around if you have the right spot for it, but you have to have that right spot. And when you're out here prospecting, why are you going to set up in one location just to prospect it, you know? If I knew 100% that there was gold in that spot and the angles were right, well, then I would gravity dredge, but I really just kind of think it's a pain in the butt, guys. All right, friends, well, that's all I got for this one. I will check back with you and let you know how this whole water fasting thing's going. But that's the agenda this week, so thanks for tuning in, and maybe I'll see you back in the next one.